Hello everyone, we continue to play Final Fantasy XIV Endwalker, patch 6.2, Buried Memory. In the previous stream we have ventured into the world called 13, or 13th, also known as the Void. We have found a new character called Zero, and she's a voice sent, but not really. She's kind of half mortal or something like that. And she helped us to defeat one of the bosses in here. There she is, by the way. Zero will best know how to handle the creatures. Let us watch and learn. Yeah, Zero is basically the only one in our party who can either defeat properly the Void Sense in here, because they don't just die like in the Source or in the first. They're being reborn after some time. Were I here in my true form, I would be able to carry you all, but even were it possible to so enlarge the gate, the risk would be too great. But even were it possible to enlarge the gate, the risk would be too great. Okay, I got it. I can treat as usually. Damn COVID. Not all Void Sand can fly. It stands to reason that some would be made to serve as mounts. Yeah, we need a mount to progress further. We should be able to find a mount here. With the castle in disarray, the creatures will be hungry. Just a little ether should suffice. Are you ready? Yeah, sure, I'm ready. Let's go. And I'm dropping frames. Great.
There it is. Good. It agrees to serve. Get on.
What is this place?
My domain. In the beginning, it was a sanctuary for me alone. But over time, others began to gather here. Those who had no...
A settlement of pariahs?
You are under my protection here and will not be harmed. I give you my word. Follow me.
I want to have a closer look at this statue in here. Doggy. Waiting void scent. Whose likeness is this, you ask? The hero who will save the world. I'm waiting for the day he comes. Or was it she? I can't remember the details. I don't know how long I've been waiting or why I even wait. Could you be the hero, perhaps? No, I don't think so. Something tells me I'll know when I meet him. Or her. I'll just have to keep waiting. Well, I guess it's the Warrior of Light. Or it's supposed to be. And this shield. That's one of the shields you can get as a paladin. From an artifact gear set. Sword looks different though. Or maybe I'm just misremembering. That's a cool statue. Right, let's go back to the quest. Let me check if we're dropping any frames again. And we're not dropping anything. Good. It's said that a person's domain is a reflection of what abides in their heart. If true, this place may offer a glimpse into Zero's past. A glimpse? It is quite a gathering of void scent. I pray one among them has the knowledge we seek. The longer one lives, the more one yearns for peace. I understand why some would sequester themselves here. So this is the place where void scent are trying to get their peace. Let's talk to her first and then check this room. This is my abode. The others won't come near, so you may be at ease. While they know their place, if tantalizing ether were to walk by, I can't guarantee they wouldn't pounce. It is a void sense nature to consume. Their sole purpose, even if the pursuit of the ether may lead to their undoing, many succumb to instinct. But any who succumb here will have to answer to me. This is my domain. This is my domain's one and only rule, and it is absolute. Well, let's check it anyway. One bed. And that's pretty much it. At least she has some light in here. Nowhere to run. Having given you due warning, Zero would leave you to your own devices. Some useless materia. Consider yourselves duly warned. If you wish to go among the void sent here, that is your choice to make. All have fled from one master or another. But whether any of those masters in turn served Golbez, I do not know. You must ask them yourselves. Most have traveled to your world, so It shouldn't be difficult to communicate. We shall go about making inquiries at once. Thank you for your counsel. Once we've learned all we can, let us reconvene at yonder plaza. You are going too, of course? In which case, I shall accompany you. I wish only to observe. Do not expect me to help. Then it's settled. I'm ready when you are. Ready? Then lead the way. I leave it to you to decide with whom you speak. Zero is now accompanying you. Keep her at your side in order to proceed with quest objectives. You can leave Zero behind by entering a different area or by speaking with her and selecting the option to part ways. If you wish to have Zero accompany you again, return and speak with her at the original location. We can talk to her in her room, see what she has to say. I call this my abode, but spent hardly any time here. I return only for meditation. While physical wounds can be healed by replenishing one's ether, you can't preserve your form if you lose sight of yourself. Such is the risk inherent in consuming another's soul. It dilutes your sense of self, alters you inside and out. To guard against this, I meditate. Visualize who I am in a place all my own. Interesting. I had no idea Voidsens have to meditate. Keep themselves at least some kind of sane. Although this is my domain, I don't make a habit of strolling about. It is a strange feeling. Empty-eyed Voidsent. To walk around with her like that. You're her minion? You know I don't take minions. She has some questions and I want you to answer them. So everyone is surprised that we are with Zero. Golbez, I don't know that one, only Scathach. When she led us beyond the Whale, I grew scared and fled. I've been here since, I don't know anyone else, nor do I wish to know. That's all I can tell you. Scathach was a powerful Voidsent who ruled over a vast domain. That was a long time ago though, so I doubt she has any connection to Golbez. Also Voidsent politics. This is the heart of my domain. Normally it's deserted, but you and Yus have drawn everyone out. I don't recall this statue though. What? However, it came to be here. I certainly didn't wish for it. Interesting. So was it even here? Or it just appeared recently? Hungry Voidsent. Stay away from me. If you don't want to be eaten, stay away. Golbez? Golbez. I've heard the name before. Ah, I remember. Always speaking of a great crusade. I don't know what that is, but it sounds delicious. A crusade, you say? From whom did you hear this? Farfarello. He was a minion of another minion. Went on and on about the terrible things he saw. I see. Perhaps Farfarello can tell us more. So mindfully running around. We lost a few frames more. You are one of the mortals, is it true? When you die over there, you really die? So it is. So it is. What brings you here then? Ah yes, Golbez. He seeks strong minions to grow his army, so I hear. But recently he stopped doing that. Instead, he devours all. Perhaps it's gathered enough fodder. Perhaps he has gathered enough fodder and is now intent on bolstering his own strength. A sure sign that he is about to make a move. Satisfied with what you have learned? Ah, but let's step away before you become too tempting to resist. It seems the rumors of Golbez reach even my remote domain. Fair to assume he is gathering strength for his crusade, whatever that may be. But I must say, I wouldn't have guessed that Farfarella once fought in Golbez's army. It's a miracle he survived serving an archfiend. I suppose I should explain. Farfarella is the weakest among us, constantly in fear of being devoured. He seldom consorts with others. The only one he's comfortable with is Chiriato, whatever it is. He's a fellow coward who runs the instant he senses a threat, and won't stop until he is exhausted. When their hunger grows too intense, they feed on each other's ether. Such is their relationship. But I ramble. You intend to seek out Farfarella, I presume? Then I'll come with you. He is less likely to hide that way. Meanwhile, elsewhere.
Not only did the mortals conquer Troy, they defeated Scarmalione. I struggle to believe it. They're very small, my lords. They were aided by one of our world, who transformed Scarmalione's soul into crystal. Crystal? This one speaks of Memoria. Now there's something I've not heard for an age. It'll bring a pang of nostalgia to my breast and a tear to my eye. The very notion was an absurd! Drowned in darkness. That's what we all.
And yet Scarmalione still does not answer. Were he alive, he would have returned by now. Weakest though he was, his ability to regenerate was without peer. If this account is true, if a Memoriat has survived, they cannot be suffered to live.
Leave this matter to me, Lord Golbez. I, Barbaricia, shall strike down any who pose a threat to our plans.
'Tis true, you are a proven commander, well suited to leading an assault.
And when I have succeeded, I would beg a boon of you.
What do you desire?
The dragon's ether. All that remains.
The insolence. Noble place.
With respect, my locks are free as the wind, without incentive to sway them. I know not whither they will blow.
Boldly spoken. I trust you will not disappoint me.
Upon this flowing hair and my immortal soul,
Then go and impress upon these interlopers the futility of defiance.
my lord.
So 3 Archfiends remained at Golb's service. I wonder if we'll deal with all of them in this patch. I don't think so. That would be too good. And I also see Farshan in here. Let's talk to him first. It was in order to strike down the cloud of darkness that my sister crossed over into the void. What befell her after she vanished into the gate? How did she become Golbez's captive? These things and more I hope to learn. I wanna find Ishtola and Estinian. What do they have to say? If a void sense is too weak to create its own domain, it must join with others for protection. Alternatively, it might devour them in a bit to become stronger, but in so doing risk losing its sense of self. It's an unenviable struggle. God damn it. Hard words. The worst enemy in this game. Actually, in one of the ultimate fights, Yukop, I believe, the boss says lines, and you need to read them properly to understand what mechanic is gonna follow. Survive it. Ishtola, are you here? Shortcut. I didn't find Ishtola for some reason. She's nowhere to be found. Alright, it still is not here for some reason. I believe I have checked everything. Farfarella keeps to the fringes of my domain this way. The void sent here don't answer to a master. They can do as they please, but all must answer to the hunger and seek out prey when they need ether, except Farfarella and Chiriato. That is, they're content to take from one another. Bearing an incident, they dare not venture out. When he takes flight, Chiriato will not seek shelter until he is utterly spent. Farfarella, on the other hand, prefers to hide in the same place. Come. Farfarello, Chiriato. Are they Italians? Right, it's the same. Nothing new. Chiriato. Here he is. Oh, whatever will I do now? Chiriato. This is rather unexpected. Where is Farfarello? Something happened. Farfarella isn't here anymore. He has left. Yes, that's right. Did he kill him? Left? That doesn't sound like him at all. Well, he's gone, alright? What more do you want me to say? That's a bit sus. And off he flees as he's wont to do. But something about this doesn't sit well with me. What do you make of Chiriato's behavior? He seems frightened. Perhaps someone had threatened him. I don't think he was telling the truth. I don't think he was telling the truth. That's right. So you think so too? Well, that was obvious. As he says, Farfarella is gone, but that is quite unusual. As is the fact that Chiriato, who was clearly frightened by something, chose not to flee but instead hid here, where Farfarella usually... No. We must go after Chiriato, now. Alright, let's go. So our best lead, Farfarella, is no more. Chiriato, we need to talk. There's no time. The wind rises, we must flee. God damn it. The wind rises? What is he talking about? After him. This damn Chiriato. What has gotten into you? What do you mean, the wind rises? When the wind rises, she comes. Barbaricia. Barbaricia. Whatever. Barbaricia? What? Who in the world is that? We must flee, all of us. There's no time. I don't sense anything, but he seems convinced. It's a dead end beyond. We will corner him. Didn't notice this guy before. Didn't notice you could stand on the roof of this ruined building. There's our culprit. We are doomed. There's nowhere to run. What are you running from? I already told you. Barbaricha, the Archfiend of the Wind. Archfiend from Italy. Archfiend, you say? We will we will be devoured or forced to serve, to fight in the crusade. But it makes no difference in the end. All are eaten by her or her enemies. I didn't want to fight anymore. That's why I fled and came here. I see. That explains everything. Almost. I thought it was Farfarello who used to serve an Archfiend, not you. Not you, who always ran at the first sign of trouble. You who now speak as though you were Barbarice's minion. There's only one explanation. He devoured Farfarello, didn't he? Indeed, that would account for his uncharacteristic behavior. So, is that the way out of it? The way of it? God damn it. Did you devour Farfarello? And not just a portion of his ether, but his entire being? How did you know? It wasn't only your behavior that felt strange. You felt strange, as if there was more that you present. Now, I don't believe you would have lost control. More likely it was at Farfarello's behest. I can't hide anything from you. I admit it. Farfarello didn't leave, I ate him. He feared Barbarice more than anything, hated the endless fighting. So he begged me to devour him, that he would never have to fight again. Rather than an eternity of fighting, he chose a moment of pain. For all the good it did, I can still hear his voice in my head. He's frightened. So very frightened. When you are eaten, your essence is blended with that of your devourer. And though you have no control, your consciousness is in part and yours. Were this a world where the wheel of life and death still turned, the soul wouldn't linger so stubbornly. In time it would return to the great flow. But there's no such end here, no escape. All know this. In making his choice, Farfarello must have been desperate indeed. And now that desperation has joined with Curiato's fear, driving him to act erratically. This place will become a battlefield. We don't want to be eaten, neither me or Farfarello, but there's nowhere to go, nowhere. Then tell me about Barbarice. I would know who it is we face. It's too late. She's as good as here, and no one can escape her winds. No one. Well, she's here, she's screwed. We have Warrior of Light, Ashtinian, Zero as well.
Amaricia! She has come!
And she's brought her domain with her. The Archfiend's after you and yours, I shouldn't doubt. Perhaps you should go and find them. But be warned, whatever this is about, do not expect us to get involved.
I can't bear it! Eating and being eaten! I only want to be left in peace!
You and me both.
One of the Archfiends approaches.
They must have been tracking our movements.
She's here.
Excellent. You've saved me the trouble of traveling to Troya.
So you're Barbaricia.
Mind your manners, mortal. My name is not to be spoken, save in reverence and fear. And what is this pitiful domain? Pitiful wretches all. I will put you out of your misery. Alas, poor Scarmiglione, and good riddance. Felled by outsiders in pursuit of what? Pray tell.
A dragon. One who crossed to this world thousands of years ago. Know you aught of it?
A dragon, you say? Huh. My Lord Golbez is more clever than I realized. To let the prize live, that it might lure more prey to us. Very well. In gratitude and service, I shall devour every last mote of their souls.
Where is she? Where is Ashdaya?
Huh. You even share its scent. How curious. And irresistible.
If you think us easy prey, you're wrong.
Unlike Scarmiglione, I need not skulk in shadow to claim what is mine. If you would know about the dragon you seek, then enter into my domain. You may flee instead if you wish, if the fate of the sorry lot here is of no concern to you. One way or another, I will have satisfaction.
What's the plan then?
Go after Barbaricia, what else?
Indeed. Yet she will have the upper hand in her domain. We must be no less than fully prepared.
We find her and get our answers. Will you be joining us, Zero?
You may be easily goaded into accepting her challenge, but my curiosity is not so insatiable as to cloud my judgment. Nevertheless, if you are desperate for my aid, you know my price.
I shall pay it. So long as you leave me strength enough to see my sister home, you may take as much as you wish. And lest you forget, mine is no ordinary ether. Barbaricia too recognized its potency.
Very well. We have a bargain.
So, Barbaricia. I guess it might be a new trial. What little I learned in your absence did not pertain to the Archfiends. That discussion can wait until after we have tended to Barbaricia. Just you wait, Barbaricia. I will have answers from you yet. I have no intention of demanding anyone's ether until afterwards. Weakening you now would only reduce my chance of getting paid. The less time we give the enemy to prepare, the better. If everyone is ready, then let us set forth. God damn it. Indeed, and yet, my heart weighs heavy, for those Barbaricia struck down. Were it not for us, she would not have come here. Should you require a moment, Zero? For what? Barbaricia took what she could. She was wise to strike quickly, as we would be. Agreed. There's no time for sentiment. Only the battle matters now. Which one of the useless materials I wanna take? Scarmillion possessed the power of regeneration. Let us see what Barbaricia can do with her winds. Some Garuda stuff, I guess. What little I learned in your absence, we read it already? Okay. New quest, the wind rises. Zero has a word of warning before you go to face Barbaricia. A word of warning. Barbaricia spoke as if she would give us answers if we were to defeat her. But even assuming she will talk, which I doubt, I trust I needn't tell you how foolish it is to give an Archfiend a second chance. Best to seal her away at the earliest opportunity. If you wish to peer into her past, The memorial will suffice. I can't wield the power at will. I'll try, but I make no guarantees. First one should suffice. Well then, you had better hope it favors you when the time comes. Rest assured, this won't be our last opportunity to learn about Azdaja. If another archfiend were to fall, Gobus would surely be compelled to respond. We need only wait for our quarry to come to us. Indeed, if our struggles with Scarmelion taught us aught, it is that we must hold nothing back when facing an archfiend. Let us heed Zero's advice and seal her away at the earliest opportunity. If we are all in agreement, then let us be off. We travel by Nisroch. Damn, what a name. Transforming Void Sand into Memoria, we must first drain them of their ether, to which we must wound her gravely. Barbaricia will use every advantage she has. Traps, ambushes, we must be prepared for all that and more. Carmignon was the archfiend of earth, while Barbaricia is of the wind. In this world given to darkness, I wonder what significance their elemental titles hold. This is not the first trial we have faced since coming into this world, nor will it be the last. But with you all besides me, I am confident we will prevail. So come, let us sally forth. Let's check our drop frames. And we dropped some more, but not so much. It's kind of okay for now.
You're not the only ones who can ride the wind.
Leave these ones to us.
I see to Barbaricia.
Yep, that's a new trial. And all these archfiends start to remind me about Chaos Gods from Warhammer universe. Kind of. And let's search for people, I guess. Also, we have new currency. Elegant to whatever, let's go. That was fast.
Give yourselves to my scouring winds that I may feast upon your essence. Such rich, exquisite eating. My head shivers with anticipation. Oh no!
What's going on? Oh, is this a donut? Yeah, it is. That's a pretty cool looking fight so far. Screwed up my rotation. God. What? Excuse me?
Strong and
What the hell? Is it supposed to be like that or is it screwed up? I don't even understand. The other tank still has the debuff. Oh, she's gonna jump. No, it's a long fight actually. Be greedy. Crap. Will it end? Let's reprisal it. Tankmaster. This shit again. That's kind of interesting mechanic. No. The other tank keeps collecting the invulns. What is this? Damn. Just thick. Step on me, man. So over the top. I think I'll mitigate just in case. Holy crap. I bet extreme version is gonna be crazy. Damn. I love this fight already. No idea what's happening. Oh shit. He got hit by something. So much stuff is happening. So cool. No. That shit is gonna hit. It's tornadoes. Oh, leave it be.
Don't underestimate me.
Damn guy tried to get into my AoE for no reason. And by avoiding him, I had to get into this tornado.
Feel my fury.
Oh crap, I screwed up again.
Know your place.
That's a long damn fight. What the hell am I? People are dying here. So cool. No. I think I use anti-knockback. Yeah? Just like that. Screwed up continuation. Oh, I'm a tank now. Boom. Crap. Calm down, lady. Get over here.
Be gone from my sight.
I'm on a leash again. Have such a cool fight. Just love it.
I'll make it.
God damn it. Why people stack with me when I have a tank master? I'm not even gonna run from them the next time. So annoying. And I have a proximity.
Don't underestimate.
This fight is endless. I wonder why. Maybe my team is so bad.
Know your place.
Or me. Well, I'm bad in general. So. This mechanic again. Shit. almost here. It's almost dead.
You can't escape this one. I'll break your every bone.
Lady, please die. Double down. Let's go. Holy crap.
No! I will not be denied!
There she is, our lady. I've got commendation. Cool.
There's still time. With more of the dragon's ether, I can yet... You're finished. Damn it all!
I see you've bested Barbaricia. Well done.
Her minions too are all crystallized or scattered. The day is ours.
What of my sister? Tell me you learned something about Ashdaya. So the Archfiend and her crystal yielded not.
Our efforts have not been entirely fruitless. We have deprived your sister's captor of another powerful champion. With Zero, we may yet challenge Golbez and his minions.
Indeed. We could not have come this far without your aid. Thank you, Zero.
I but fulfilled my part of the bargain. And now I will have my...
Her ether is nearly spent. Perhaps unsurprising given how much power she used.
I wouldn't want to face another Archfiend without her. We should hurry back to Zero's domain.
Agreed. Eager though I am to continue, it would be unwise to risk our lives for the sake of haste. Let us suspend the mission and tend to Zero.
Damn, that was a good fight. I liked it. In her present state, Zero is easy prey for other Void Sent. We must be on our guard. Zero hasn't so much as steered. Such power she must have expended. Though so slow as to be nearly imperceptible, Zero's chest rises and falls in a steady rhythm. Though Zero remains unconscious, she appears otherwise fine. Insofar as I can discern, at any rate, being part Void Sent, her physiology, god damn it, may be rather different from ours. Let's observe her for a while as we discuss our next move. Yeah, sure. Might actually do the extreme version tomorrow. We'll see. Return from the void. Some useful material. Might even use it for our new year, if I will get it eventually. How long do you suppose she'll remain this way? I haven't the faintest inkling, nor can I say whether the ether we can afford to share will be enough to awaken her. It would be best to take her back with us to the source. There she would be guaranteed all she requires. But can we take her there? Zero cannot give her consent, but it seems we have no choice. The alternative would be to leave her here defenseless. Should she later desire it, we can bring her home. Decima, might I ask you to hold on to Barbaricia's memoria? It may yet serve a purpose. Who's there? Oh, what happened to her? You have business with Zero? Zero, god damn it. We have a newcomer, a former minion of Barbaricia. Ooh, let her know when she wakes, will you? We can interrogate him. Or her, or whatever. Barbaricia's minion? Why not go and find this newcomer, so we have something to tell Zero if nothing else? Indeed. May I trouble you to join me, Decima? With the luck, we might learn something of Golbez. Yeah, that's a good idea. Or waiting Voicent didn't die. Actually, yeah, they were not crystallized, I guess. They couldn't die. It's fine. I bet this is the likeness of the Warrior of Light of this world. Who else could it be? Deserter White Sand. This appears to be the newcomer. Let's check him out. You're the ones who failed Barbaricia. I won't make trouble, I'll obey, so please let me stay. If you would obey, then tell me all you know of Golbez. There isn't much I can tell. Only the Archfiends are allowed into his domain, wherever it is. None but they know. I see no better way to guard oneself than keeping one's location secret. How does Golbez communicate with his minions afield? He has these scepters, staffs, whatever they are, he uses them to talk those far away. Not unlike link pearls, at least in function. That will be all. My thanks for your cooperation. My thanks to you as well for affording me the time. I'm satisfied, so let us rejoin the others and head home. Well, I'm sure Nabdeen has matters under control. I can't help but worry. Let's not keep them waiting. Varshan has told all. Golbis goes to great length indeed to conceal his whereabouts. I trust you understand that once we leave the 13th, we will not return until we are prepared to resume our search. Knowing this, are you ready to depart? Sure, let's go. And I think we're close to the end of this patch, MSQ. Back to Troya. Then and thence home. God damn it, these dragons with their language. What about Zero? I guess Estinian will carry her. Yep. And there he goes.
You're all safe. Thank the sisters.
A moment while I close the gate. There. We may rest easy for now. Was there any trouble? I expect some void scent slipped through.
A few did, aye. But we were ready and dealt with them without incident.
That is well. I cannot thank you enough for your vigilance.
Yes, you're grateful. But aren't you forgetting something more important? You know, the polite but warm formalities one delights in hearing when their little brother returns from a long journey.
Indeed, you are right. It is good to be home again, among those who I love dearly and missed so much.
And we are glad to receive you, Varshan. Welcome home.
Chambers have been prepared for your use at Megaduta. Let us take Zero there at once.
And we're back to Rajasthan. Magaduta, goddammit. Mistress Flavia, we have been expecting you. If you would follow me, I will show you to the guest chambers. Sure, let's go to guest chambers. I guess we'll see Uritra in his true form. Or maybe not.
Our mission took many an unexpected turn. I am relieved that we have all returned safely. But before you all enjoy the rest you have earned 12 times over, I would consult you on one last matter.
Zero.
While she appears none the worse for wear, she remains locked in slumber, and I cannot help but worry. Is there aught we can do to expedite her recovery? If her ether is exhausted, perhaps I can share some of mine now.
In the wastelands of the 13th, one can only replenish ether by taking it from others, be it by trade or by force. In contrast, the source is rich in ambient ether. Simply being here and drawing breath, Zero will absorb what she needs.
Then we need but wait?
I believe so. She will awaken in time, and when she does, give her something to eat. Judging by her form, she should also be able to derive nourishment from food. I know you promised her your ether, but perhaps she might appreciate fine harnish cuisine more.
Food can certainly be arranged.
She looks like any other person. Unsurprising, perhaps, given that she is only part void sent.
Zero said before that Xenos had altered her essence. A change wrought, I suspect, with the power of darkness. It acted upon the part of her that is void sent, rendering it dominant. Thus we were able to reverse it with the power of light. I labour to believe that Xenos possessed such arcane knowledge. In all likelihood, it came from Fandaniel. Were Zero wholly void sent, I doubt the crystal would have had an effect on her. One might say that Hydaelyn had a hand in your meeting.
'Tis no exaggeration to say that Zero has proven herself invaluable. A boon from Hydaelyn herself. Her cooperation may come at a price, but whatever it is, I am willing to pay it. Exhausting though it may be at times.
My chamber's much the same as this one. Too opulent for my taste, but at least it has space to train. Space to train? It's not much. Even here. She seems to be faring better here. Praised be to the sisters. A world with light and life. Never one to remain idle, surely would tend to an errand. If I may excuse myself, I wish to pay a visit to the High Crucible. While the scales functioned admirably, it will be prudent to have them inspected for signs of degradation. By all means, I shall do the same for this vessel. And then I'll go and meet with the soldiers, share with them what I learned fighting Voidsent in the 13th. What of you, my friend? Have you any immediate plans? Nothing in particular, I'm just worried about Zero. Because you all are leaving her alone, and I don't think it's a smart idea. In that case, might I trouble you with a small task? I wish to have food ready for Zero when she awakens. You see, would you be willing to go to Meridice Mayan and ask for suitable refreshments? Excellent. In the meantime, Nidana shall watch over Zero. She's already en route. Let us each then tend to our respective businesses and reconvene anon. Let's check on Zero. Zero's breathing appears to be less strained than it was in the 13th. Love this 7-air soundtrack. Very cool room, very vivid, vibrant. A lot of details. And it's raining outside. A lot of people are playing the story now. Almost like the release of Endwalker. Though it was even more. Did it drop any frames? No, not anymore. That's great. Guess I could go through this door instead. Welcome to Meredith Mayan, or whatever it is. Please make yourself comfortable. I'm here to make an order. What? A guest of the satrap has collapsed from hunger? Of course I would be happy to help. You need only tell me what you desire. Your most expensive dish, just for good measure. Something light and refreshing, like fruit perhaps? A rich and hearty meal with plenty of meat. A modest quantity of a living mortal's ether should suffice. This is a funny one, I want to try it. I'm afraid we didn't serve that particular delicacy. If I may, I would recommend something gentle on the stomach, like these apples here. They just come in and I can guarantee their freshness. Afterwards, once your guest feels better, she's welcome to sample whatever else we can provide. Just let me know. There's a quest, a Bone Eternal. Maybe I'll do it someday. I actually was planning to do all the side quests starting from RR. It will take a lot of damn time. Can't we wait to go back to Zero? A lot of people in a glide gear. That's actually a pretty cool looking gear. I lie. Also P4S hammer. I believe our characters have returned to Zero already. Or not?
Light. Is this an inn? What happened? How did I get here? There's no time. I must rejoin the battle. I must...
Oh, you're awake! Wonderful! Ah! Ah!
What is this? Some sort of fiend?
A fiend? Where is it? Where? Ah, but this is no time for jokes. You're in the source, my dear. The world next door, so to speak. The others brought you here after you collapsed. I'll fetch them at once. Wait, just a moment.
I took the liberty of arranging refreshments. I hope you find them as flavorful as they are invigorating.
This isn't what you promised. I suppose ether is ether.
Wait. Don't tell me you don't know how to eat?
I took what I needed from it. What's the problem?
Where's the enjoyment in that? You're supposed to bite, to chew, to savor, and then swallow. That's the way. So, did it taste good?
I don't know.
The long years without eating may have dulled your sense of taste.
Well, we void scent have no need for such when consuming others. There are some who speak of taste when describing the quality and affinity of their prey's ether. But I loathe the act. Taking ether in small amounts like this is one thing, but diluting my essence, diminishing myself, I'd sooner die. And I have died, countless times.
You have? But what happens when you do?
Not much. After a while, you return, together with all your expended life force. The important thing is to die where others won't devour you.
Amazing! My peers who study immortality and resurrection would be most interested in this phenomenon.
The question of taste aside, I am glad that you are able to partake of food like us. I dare say it agrees with your personal preferences.
That's true. You can keep giving me the same on a regular basis.
Very well. As my guest, I shall see that you do not want for comfort. And one other thing. We brought you to our world without your consent, and for that, I apologize. If you wish it, we will return you to yours once you have regained your strength.
It's fine. I have no reason to go back. Except for yours, perhaps. You intend to cross over again, I take it.
I do. I have yet to find my sister. I want nothing more than to rush to her aid, to find this Golbez and free her from his clutches, if he still holds her captive.
Though if our recent experience has taught us anything, 'tis that the 13th is more dangerous than we ever imagined. Caution must be our watchword.
better late than never. In the short time you spent in our world, you left a trail of chaos in your wake. You managed to return in one piece this time, but don't assume you'll be so lucky the next.
Rest assured, we will make no assumptions and spare no preparation. Speaking of which, while we rest and ready ourselves, I ask that you tell me more about your home. In return, I will tell you about ours. I will show you my domain, Radzet Han.
Again, a stranger in this strange land. I have a condition. You must come too.
You have my thanks.
Well, that was a very wholesome scene. And also I like Zero's haircut. Wonder if it's in game actually, and you can get it. It was my pleasure to show you this city when first you arrived. I shall enjoy doing the same for Zero. Also her outfit is pretty cool and Scythe. And this world is brimming with ether. I feel invigorated just standing here in the breeze. I'm glad am I to hear that. So, is there any place in particular you wish to see? Perhaps where that good food came from. Apple, was it? Well, I don't expect I'll collapse again. It would be good to know where I can procure more if necessary. Meridius Man. It is then. I shall introduce you to the head waiters. Milil. Masha and Zero are now accompanying you. Okay, let's go. Where can we talk? Well, only at the place. Don't remember if we can use Ethernet shard. Let's go on food, maybe we'll find new places to talk to them, but I don't think we will actually. Let's try to teleport. Them call it. Will it work? Yes, it will. Great. I remember it didn't before. We could attempt to introduce Zero to Merit herself, but Melil is more likely to be available. This is the place. The air is different here, and I speak not of the heat. There's a texture to it, a fullness unlike that elsewhere. You smell the cooking, I believe. Hanish cuisine is quite fragrant and delicious. I hope you will agree. Get inside. Excuse me, not here. Malil. Welcome to Meridis, whatever. Greetings, Milil, and may I introduce you to Zero. She's an esteemed guest, and I ask that you see to her meals during your stay. Ah yes, Merit has told me all. Please come to us whenever you're hungry, we will look after you. It was here that Decima obtained the apple. While the palace cooks can prepare whatever you desire, it is certainly a quick and convenient food. I'll remember it. Who are the ones there moving their bodies about? Is it for some ritual related to eating? She's talking about dancers, I guess. The dancers? They move their bodies to bring pleasure to those who are watching. This is a form of entertainment, part of our culture. How needlessly complicated. We whites and prefer simpler pleasures. That may be the way of it now, but your world too must have had such complicated diversions once. I don't remember. Well, let us move on. I propose to visit Bashan Bazaar, where goods the world over may be found. And we don't have any dialogue places. Just bazaar. What are all these things for? What do you do here? This is a marketplace where people buy and sell goods. Since its earliest days, Rajasthan has served as a trading hub, and here you'll find not only local products but wares from distant lands. I should mention that the vendors generally only accept payment in coin or tombstones. If there's aught you desire, I shall take care of it. So that's what tombstones are for. Voidsent returned with them on occasion, but I never knew their purpose. They struck me as useless trinkets, and I couldn't understand your obsession with them. On that subject, there appeared to be no shops in the 13th. Do you never make bargains in which possessions are exchanged? We do, but rarely. We strike bargains when we want something done. If we desire an object, we kill whoever has it. I see, I see. Your bargains may be likened to employment. I believe I shall bear this in mind. With that, let us continue on. I propose we head to the High Crucible of Alchemia. Alchemia. Like alchemy. I just noticed that. God damn. Is New Hildebrand quest already acceptable? Because Nasha doesn't have any quest, I believe. Alchemia, here it is. Isul. Why, Master Ritra, how may I serve you this evening? If you're here for your vessel, I'm afraid we're still tending to it. No, there's no rush. Pray take as much time as you require, and know that I have complete faith in your work. The High Crucible is home to the finest alchemists. They are the ones who create my bodies, and can provide you with healing as well. Now that I think on it, you weren't at all surprised when I changed forms. Were you aware of my nature from the start? That I was a soul occupying a vessel, not my own? It's hardly uncommon in our world. When given the chance, many shed their bodies to claim stronger ones. Oh, you must be the rumored guest. We have been most eager to meet you. If you have a moment, would you care to stay for some tea? The sisters know we would love to hear your tales. No, I've had enough food for now. And can always obtain more without the need of inane chatter. Now, no need to decline outright. I dare say you are tired, so let us save it for another time and return to Megaduda. Megaduda. If what catches your eye en route, do not hesitate to say so. So we're coming back. And we still don't have any places. Any dialogue places. We can just use Aetherite. Some sort of fruit? Pitiful things though. I imagine you would need to eat a lot to derive any satisfaction. These are mulberry trees. While the fruits are indeed eatable, more important are the leaves, which we feed to silkworms. Without the creatures, we wouldn't have the silk to make our famous Tavernarian weave. Furthermore, the bark of the tree also possesses medicinal properties. You would be hard-pressed to find a more useful plant. Is that so? Aside from food, I wouldn't have considered any other purpose for it. Master Retro and Decima too. If it isn't young Merat, and that must be your sister Yashra. Is all well at the orphanage? Yes, Your Excellency. The other children are very nice and we all look out for one another. Oh, just the other day Estinian came to see us. Everyone was really excited. Truly, Estinian paid you a visit. That is well. Is she a new friend? Friend? You know what that is? What? You mean you don't? She's a visitor from a faraway land, you see, and is still unfamiliar with our language. And then we will teach you. A friend is someone you like to play with. Play with. So that's why she demanded Warrior of Light to come with her. She tries to find out what a friend means and why the Warrior of Light was a friend to Xenos. Xenos seemed to be enjoying himself when he fought you. Is that the same thing? More or less, or absolutely not? Yeah, more or less, yeah, I guess. I see, but is having someone to play with so fulfilling? I still do not understand why. Why he traversed the great expanse, why he risked life and limb for you. And he actually did. But I waste energy dwelling on such things. I'm not Xenos. I stand to gain nothing by knowing his heart. I'm sorry, I couldn't explain it well. There's no need to apologize. The fault is not yours, but mine for failing to make sense of your words. Well, we had better get back to our errand. Goodbye. It was nice meeting you. What is a friend? This is seemingly a simple question, but the answer is anything but. Only a child, innocent and pure, could reply with nary a moment's hesitation. Actually true, what is a friend? So, Xenos, I thought I understand the ways of your world. I didn't. Through Xenos, I thought I understood the ways of your world. I can't read completely, it's getting late. But the more I learn of it, the more I realized how little I actually know. It's also strange, your behavior and your reasons. I find myself baffled at every turn. But the feeling is not unwelcome. I am learning, bit by bit. It was the right decision to join you. Darkness warped all life in the void, even plants. Only now do I recall flowers and the value they held. Buried Memory, the title drop. 1001 gil. And some crap as a reward. A gentle smile plays on Barshan's lips. I believe your time here has been rewarding, and it was in no small part due to your company. My thanks for agreeing to join us. Come, let us return to Megaduta. Megaduta. Oh yeah, we don't have mounts in here. So sad. Still didn't complete all of the role quests. I believe I can. I have enough level 90 jobs to do so. Welcome back, Mrs. Flavia. Will you be heading to the guest chambers? Of course I will.
So, what are your impressions of Radzatan?
There's a lot of mortals.
Considering your origin, I can see why that might be your first observation. Though they would call each other people, I think. If you wish to know about our fair city, I should be glad to place a guide at your disposal.
No need. I'll show myself around. There's only so much about my home I can share with you in return, after all. While I remember some few tales of the past, I cannot speak to their authenticity. But if that is enough, then I will tell you of the events that saw darkness engulf our world. The Contra Memoria.
We are all ears. Please.
Long ago, light filled the world and all was at peace. But then the servants of darkness came, and they bequeathed a black art unto men. Channeling the power of hope and prayer, one could call forth fearsome beings known as Eidolons.
The Ascians. And these Eidolons are surely primals.
Then you have faced the same, and understand that when an Eidolon is birthed, strife follows. And in such strife, the weak are the first to suffer. When it seemed the world would be plunged into chaos, heroes appeared. They were blessed with a singular power, the power to bind the ether of Eidolons within crystals known as Memoria. My mother was one such Memoriat. But in fighting to save many, she herself was touched by darkness. As was I.
And so you were born part Void Sent, before the world was overcome.
How exactly did that calamity come to pass? Did the Memoriates not triumph?
They did. They expunged the seeds of chaos and restored the peace, only to find themselves seduced by the darkness they had sealed. They spread the taint, transforming men into monsters, what you call Void Sent, and raised armies to wage new wars.
Not the first to be corrupted by power, nor the last.
Some defied temptation and held fast to the light. My mother and I among them. For years and years we fought, but it was not enough. And when our strength was spent, our bulwarks broken, so too was the world.
The flood of darkness.
The stars faded from the heavens as a pall black as pitch enveloped creation. Darkness raged unchecked, rending the very walls of reality. I was cast into the rift, and there trapped for what felt like an eternity. Until I came upon a crack. Tiny, infinitesimal, but enough for me to squeeze through. And find my world changed beyond recognition, into the lightless waste you saw.
So that is how you were able to escape becoming a Void Sent in full.
I suppose I should consider myself fortunate. Were I like most others, I wouldn't have lasted a day before being devoured. We, the lost, are better equipped to survive in a lost world.
A lost world, you say? I wouldn't be so sure. The 13th is still there, is it not?
What are you getting at?
To explain requires that we initiate you into the truth of the source and its reflections. We warned that this will take a while.
Then, unlike the worlds that have been rejoined, mine still...
The Oracle of Light prevented the first from being completely overcome. So the situation may not be completely identical to that of your 13th. But the fact remains that we were able to restore a measure of balance to a world brought to the brink of destruction. After which, some intrepid young souls succeeded in restoring life back to lands thought lost to light. which gives me cause to hope the day may yet come when life springs forth anew in the 13th. Of course, these are only possibilities. I offer no guarantees. But having experienced what we have, I dare say we are more qualified than most to speak on the matter.
Wait, I don't understand. Why would you say these things? As if you mean to... But the sole reason you came to the Void was...
To find a dragon, aye. And in light of what we've seen, we'd be fools to strive for more. But we Scions, former Scions, begging your pardon, have a habit of not leaving well enough alone. And old habits die hard, don't they, my friend?
Restoring the light would serve our efforts to find and free Ashdaya. There is no reason not to try.
Do as you will. I have no desire to save that world.
Be that as it may, we will have need of your power when next we face Voidsent.
You know how it works. If you want my help, you must pay my price. And now that you've drawn Golbez's attention, it's going to cost you more. A lot more. I will consider this a deposit.
Another wholesome cutscene. Though our time in the Void was short, we managed to ascertain that my sister yet lives. And it cannot be overstated how fortunate we are to have met Zero. But the greater blessing is nevertheless you, my friend, for your encouragement to embark upon my search and your help in overcoming the challenges thus far. Is this a Voidsent? Golbez and his minions will seek to stymie whatever it is our efforts. Of this we can be sure. But with you all at my side, I have confidence that we will succeed. That we will find and liberate my sister. And that we shall return home together. Meanwhile, elsewhere.
First Scarmiglione, and now Barbariccia. Useless, the both of them.
It was no lie. They conspire with a Memoriat.
And their search for the dragon will lead them here. The war looms nigh. We cannot allow these interlopers to interfere.
If I may, my lord, I have a plan to eliminate them. In order to guarantee its success, however, I will require Cagnezzo's cooperation. Now there's sport to be had, then I'll play along. As much as I dislike following your lead, I have no patience for scheming.
Well and good to have confidence, but do not forget the cost of failure.
Rest assured, I will see the dream to fruition. Even should I be consumed by my own flames, I will pave the way for one and all.
Then I will trust in your oath and your plan.
We will give you cause to rejoice, my lord. This I vow. Some excitement for a change.
No sacrifice is too great. Even should my 4 archfiends be lost, I will not halt my steps. The prison of passivity is an obstacle to my cause, and so you must fall. What irony that the blessed damned should set us free. As I swore so long ago. The gate lies open. At long last, my ambition shall be fulfilled!
Well, I guess that's it for the patch. Pretty cool. Our next foray promises to be filled with even more danger. Pray leave Zero in my care for now and focus on recovering your strength. Well, that's it with the story. I guess I will restart the stream and we'll go for unlocking the normal raids. But for now, if you're watching it on YouTube, thanks for watching, I really appreciate it. Have a good one and take care.